Hey everyone, so I'll be making some handmade soap today from scratch. So it's been a while since I made my last batch, so today is a very special day for me. I'm gonna be making hot process soap, and it's one of my favorite ways of making soap because you don't have to wait for a very long time for you to cure the soap, which is traditionally 30 days or at least 4 weeks. For hot process, you can use the soap immediately after you cut the soap if it's hard enough, for just a day, 24 hours, or a week depending on where you're from. And also I'm going to be using fragrance oil so I don't have to worry about my batch seizing, and that's when the soap hardens. You can no longer work with the soap. You'll have to rebatch it and make it all over again. So my favorite way is hot processed. The other processes that I've tried to make soap is cold process, CPOP, which is cold process oven process soap, and of course trying to make your own melt and pour soap from scratch. So I always run my recipes through a soap calculator, and I've been using one for the past 7 years, and it's just online. It's called Soap Calc, and it's very important for you to run your recipes through a soap calculator for it to not become lye heavy or there are too much oils that it doesn't saponify. So it's really important for you to run it through a calculator. So for this recipe, we're going to be using 5 different oils and 2 butters. The first oil is coconut oil, and that's for the bubbliness and the cleansing properties, and that's at 30%. The second one is olive oil at 20% for the conditioning feel and the moisturizing feel that you get on the soap. Rice bran oil and castor oil both at 8% for the glide and stability of the bubbles. Cocoa and shea butter at 13% both for the hardness, and also it gives that conditioning feel too. And lastly, almond oil at 8% for the creamy feel that you get from a luxurious bar of soap. So for the lye water, I will be substituting 50% of the distilled water with aloe vera gel, and this will give more hydration to the skin. Before handling lye, you'll need to know about lye safety. So lye is very caustic, and you'll have to wear gloves, mask, and goggles for you to protect your skin and your mucous membranes because it's highly caustic. Even the fumes are really caustic, and you don't want any chemical burns happening to you. And we're gonna do the mixing of the lye water outside because it does produce fumes. You can't do these indoors, and you'll have to wait for everything to melt down. And it's really hot. It's really hot, and you'll have to wait also for it to cool down before you can mix it in the oils. So after melting the oils, I let it cool down for a bit by turning off the slow cooker. Now I'm pouring all the lye water mixture that's also cooled down outside, and we're just gonna try to mix everything. I muted this part of the video process because it's really noisy. There are fans turned on behind this cooking station, and it was really loud. And now we're gonna use the stick blender, and it's also really loud. And it's so the stick blender will help emulsify your solution, which is the lye water and the oils. So there you have it. It's trying to emulsify it, and we want a consistency of a condensed milk, or that's what soap makers call a trace. So that's what, when you know it's condensed milk consistency, that's when it's tracing. And the trace varies from thin trace, medium trace, to thick trace. So you'll need a thick trace for hot process. Well, it depends on you, but I prefer a thick trace. So now we're just stick blending everything up. It's really important for you to mix properly, because if you don't mix properly, or if the consistency isn't smooth, you can get your soap to separate, and we don't want that to happen. Separation happens when you don't mix evenly, so that's when the oils and the water separate, and it forms like a wet rice consistency. So that's what they call rising consistency. We also don't want that to happen. And so now it's in a very thick trace, so it's beyond the consistency of the thick trace of condensed milk. It's like frozen condensed milk, almost like that, but you get what I mean. So here we are. We're trying to mix everything up, then we'll be leaving this for around 10 to 15 minutes, then get back to it and then mix again. So we will be mixing intermittently every 10 to 15 minutes for around maybe 2 to 3 hours. Now let's set those things aside, cover this up, and get back to it. So while the soap is cooking, I'm going to tell you a story of why I started my soap making journey. It was way back 7 years ago when my mom got diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. And during her chemotherapy days, she got a lot of skin allergies and photosensitivity. By the way, she's okay now. And I wanted to help alleviate her symptoms. So I started making a herbal salve that helped her a lot throughout her chemotherapy journey. And then after that, it piqued my curiosity to go on further and explore soap making. So I fell in love with the artistry, the chemistry, everything about soap. Then that's it. I've been doing it ever since. Okay, so let's see the soap. It's been about 10 minutes on high. So we can see that there's been a gelling on the side, so that has begun. So that's a good sign that the soap is cooking well. So let's try to mix this up. So we're gonna keep on mixing every 10 to 15 minutes until it forms a translucent consistency. So you see that it's almost there, but not quite. It's still opaque. So let's wait for it to cook a little bit more. So let's check the soap again. It's been around an hour. As you can see, it's more translucent and it's forming that gel that we want in a soap, so that's good. So in the middle of cooking, I'm gonna be adding 30 grams of sugar. You can use any type of sugar you want, but what I have in hand is brown sugar. You can also use honey. I've done a lot of honey soaps too, and it's really good for the skin. So sugar speeds up the gelling process and enhances the bubble formation of the soap, so it lathers up more. It's similar to glycerin. If you add glycerin to this, that's another recipe, but sugar is cheaper and it's more available. So we're gonna leave this again for another 15 minutes and come back to it. And let's see how the texture will change and the color will change too. While the soap is cooking, let's do the fragrance oils. So I'm gonna use 3 fragrance. First is garden mist, and mixed with a sweet orange and peppermint. So these are all fragrance oils. Garden mist at 20 grams. Sweet orange at 20 grams again. And peppermint at 20 grams. So it's a total of 60 grams. So let's set this aside, and when the soap turns to the Vaseline phase, that's when we know we can add the fragrance oils. If you could smell this, you guys, it smells so divine. It's so citrusy with a lot of floral accents. It's really nice. It smells so good. I'm really excited for this fragrance. Okay, so we've been cooking for around 2.5 hours, and now it's entered the Vaseline stage, so it kind of looks like Vaseline. So as you see here, it looks like Vaseline. That's when we know the soap is done. So when the soap is done, that's when we add the fragrance oils. So let's incorporate that slowly. Smells so divine. Smells so good. Wow, I can't wait to have a bath and use this soap. The fragrance is also sweet and floral and also citrusy with a hint of peppermint, since I did add around 20 grams of peppermint fragrance to this. Oh, by the way, I changed the setting halfway to high, since it wasn't exploding to my face. I thought it would be safe to put it on high. Smells so good. So we can cool this down. I'm gonna turn off the slow cooker and get ready for my mold. Give it a nice stir. We don't want oil pockets forming if it's not mixed well. I wasn't able to record myself on putting the soap in the mold because my phone shut down. But let me just show you what my husband made for me. It's a tool for you to press down on the soap, because it's really hard to do if you have a spatula, so it's not going to be even on top. So he made me this. He calls it the squeezinator. Yeah, it's for squeezing down the soap. So I use it for hot process, and as you can see, it's still soft and very warm. So let's cool this down and wait maybe around 12 hours or 10 hours. Then we can unmold and reveal what it looks like. Okay? So I made this little cute soap from the soap that was left over in the slow cooker. So I scraped all of them and made this little bowl of cute soap. So now let's try this little bowl of cute soap. Wow, it's so smooth and creamy. And look at that suds. So I don't like a high suds soap. And this is so creamy and moisturizing. I really like the feel of it. And the glide is really nice too. I love it. Now let's wash. Now my hands are dry. I can feel the smoothness that it gave to my skin. It's also very moisturized. It doesn't have that stripping effect that you get from a very drying, cleansing bar of soap, because we had a lot of moisturizing oils this time. So I really love this recipe, guys. So I made a quick design for the soap that I just made, just for me to properly label my soaps. And I made it using Canva. I have Canva Pro, and I've been using Canva for the past 7 years. It's really useful and I really need it. And I put my logo on it, White Room Soapworks. If you want, you can check out my Shopee and Lazada. I have a different array of soaps there available. Um, so yeah, here's a quick design. I usually design it with fresh ingredients or highlighting the ingredient that is on the soap. And for this one, it's aloe vera. Let's cut this soap. It's hard enough to be cut. So let's unmold this first. Wow, that's a nice texture. It's not too hard and it's not too soft. It's just right. I'm just gonna use this soap scraper, or this is what they use for wall putties in construction, but I've been using it for soap. So let's measure this out. This is 26 centimeters by 7 centimeters. So we'll divide this in 3 centimeters. So that's gonna make about 8 bars of soap for this mold. This is because this one is around 4 centimeters, so it's a bit thick. And we're gonna cut this in 7 centimeters, so that will make about this big of bar. 7 to 3. It's gonna be 3 bars and 1 small bar in excess. And so first, let's cut this. It's still a bit soft in the middle, but it's okay. So here, this is uneven, so I'll be scraping some of that part. It's been a while since I've made a luxury bar. And I won't be selling this bar of soap. I just made this for personal use, because it's too expensive if I would be selling this bar of soap. It might, this whole soap, this whole batch costs around 2,000 pesos. So if you would divide that, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bars, 2,000 pesos divided by 11. Okay, I don't have a calculator with me, but you do the math. That's just the cost, and we don't have the labor yet. So it's too expensive for us, so it's not for sale. So this is a nice kitchen bar. This goes to the kitchen. Oh, this is so thick. That's nice. So it's 4 centimeters compared to this one. It's just 3 centimeters. Now let's bevel that part. So it's kind of smoothen out. Now, let's put my signature stamp on it. Should I bevel the edges? Maybe I should, no? Just for the feel of it, can handle the soap come more comfortably. Because when it finishes curing, when all the soap, when all the liquid or the water is drawn out from curing, this will be a harder bar of soap. So let's try and get this to cure. Let's try beveling this soap. It's 3 centimeters. I've had this bevel for years now. It's hard to find a good beveler for soap. Not all bevelers work the same way. Alright, so let's try and you see the scraps here? I use that for laundry. I dry them out in the sun and then use it for laundry. It's really good. I used to do this with my dad every single day. My dad is now in the US, so he can't do it with me anymore. You see, this is my handy dandy stamp, White Room Soapworks. How did I do this in the past? I think I just pressed on. Yay! Look at that, White Room Soapworks. Look at that. Alright, I'm just gonna finish everything and then let's label this. Okay, so let's just continue beveling this. And oh, I miss doing this. It's been a long time. I used to do this with 600 bars of soap, and that took me around, I don't know, maybe like a full day to 2 days depending on my stamina. So now let's just do a few bars, and I used to do that with pure coconut soap, so it was extra hard because pure coconut soap is like it's rock solid. And the reason why pure coconut soap is really nice is because of the cleansing property. So when you live in the Philippines, it's really sticky and you need a really cleansing bar to get rid of all those dirt and grime that you get during the daytime. And actually this bar of soap, it's really moisturizing, so if you live in a very cold country, this recipe would be really nice for you. And also, if you have eczema, psoriasis, or any dryness, or just plain aging or aged skin, it's really nice too. Or just generally sensitive skin. And I also have a lot of customers who have sensitive skin, and they always are looking for a Castor soap, which is a plant-based soap. And this is all plant oil, so we don't use lard or any animal fat for this soap, but you can if you want to, whichever is available for you. And personally, I haven't done any soap made with lard, but I would love to one day. Lard and tallow, I heard they really make good bars of soap. So let's just finish in beveling all these bars. So compared to pure coconut soap, this is really soft. Thank God I put shea butter and cocoa butter. And it would be a waste if I will be using it immediately. But I can. I mean, nobody can stop me. Because it's still full of water and it will just melt easily if you don't drain your soap well when you're using it. So if you want to use this bar, you should get a good soap dish that drains the soap really well. So yes, I am gonna use it immediately. Soap making is really therapeutic for me because I get to use my hands, my brain, my creativity. Everything. I get to use everything in making soap. And I really do get excited when I try to make soap. Like, I don't fall asleep. You know what time I woke up for this? I slept at like 8 p.m. last night after making the soap. Then I was up and about by 5 a.m. And the first thing that was on my mind, soap, of course. It's like, when I opened my eyes, it was like, check out the soap now. Then I went straight to my bars. Other soaps that I have made are liquid Castile soaps. So that takes a few days to make, around 2 days. Because you need to let it cook and let it clear out. So that's another hard skill. But not today. Today I'm making bars. I actually wanted to make this vlog a few years back, but I just don't have the equipment for making a vlog for soap making. So it's a good thing my husband is really supportive in my whims. Okay, so let's set that aside. Put my stamp on these. It's really soft, so I don't have to put much pressure on it. That's a really nice bar. My husband also helped me name my soap making business because I started in the back of the house that has a white room back in BF Homes. And that white room was a storage room. And my mom and dad was very supportive at that time. We changed the whole room to like a workshop, like a work space that where I can make my soaps. So I'm still addicted to soap making. It hasn't changed. Like I can talk about soap the whole day or like weeks. You can just let me go on and on and on about soap. I'm like a soap nerd. I did try to get a cosmetic science master's degree, but I wasn't able to finish it. I only finished one semester. All right, now let's finish this with packing. I'm just gonna pack one bar of soap just to show you how I pack some bars that I do, and the rest will go to curing. So we have here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 bars and 3 4 centimeter bars, and then 8 3 centimeter bars. All right, that's a nice batch right there. All right, so I'm gonna show you how I packaged this soap. So we're gonna start with a square paper. So if your soap is rectangle, you need a rectangle paper. If the soap is square, you'll need a square paper. So let's put that here diagonally. Then I learned this method from the way of how the Japanese people package their gifts. I forgot what it's called, but it's similar to origami. So that's how I package my soaps. It's really nice. And you can use different types of paper, wax paper, bond paper. Oh, for this I have available, what I have available is craft paper. So that's what I use. And it goes great with the green color of the label, don't you think? For the rest of the bars, I will be curing them for 30 days or a month, and then pack them right away because I don't want them to lose their scent. Because if you cure too long, you'll just waste your fragrance oils. I'm gonna use this later. This is for the kitchen. And okay, maybe this one first for the kitchen. Then I'll cure this. And this goes to the bathroom. Off this goes. So instead of drying this out in the sun, let's make a soap ball. As in, you just squeeze everything up and make a big ball of soap. And you can do this with this type of soap because it's still soft, but other soaps that are really hard, like pure coconut soaps or palm oil soaps, can't do that because it's gonna be too hard, and you'll have to dry those soap shavings off in the sun. Okay, maybe I should make a rectangle, not a maybe I should make a rectangle, not a circle or a sphere. So let's dice this up, not cut it, but you know, like literally make it into a dice. So that's a nice bar there, right there, from the soap shavings. This one goes to the bathroom too. And you don't have to bevel it since it's already smooth on the edges. It's nice. You see how the evidence of it being a handmade soap. I really like how my soap turned out. It's hard enough that you can use it immediately after cooking or even after cutting. And unlike the other hydrating moisturizing soaps that I did, I had to wait a week or even a month. I used to make a pure olive soap, and that wasn't practical because it was too soft that you couldn't touch it for around 3 months. So I'm not doing that again. So this recipe is so nice. I think I'm gonna repeat the oils with other ingredients, maybe like a tea tree soap maybe. If you have any questions, suggestions, or you're curious about soap making, comment down below. And thank you for watching. So I'll see you on my next video. Bye.